Local radio for the Merrimack Valley, 980 WCAP. Everybody gets it.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients to achieve even greater success using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. The purpose of this show is to help business owners and entrepreneurs cut the learning curve. And in doing that, we bring on subject matter experts from around the world, sometimes local, but mostly from around the world, to give you some advice and tips on how they went from zero to the successful business owners and entrepreneurs that they are now. And by learning these techniques that they did, maybe you can cut your learning curve down from 3 to 5 to 6 years to maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. So that's the ultimate goal. And if time permits, in the third section, I will give away some free tips on how you can do something to achieve even greater success. And this whole show is totally free. I don't get paid to do the show. The guests don't get paid to come on the show, and they don't pay to be on the show. So this is totally a gift to everybody else who listens. Our first guest today is Deborah Knight, and she has been a lifelong learner and practitioner of all things love and energy. She studied active coaching through the Coaches Training Institute, and as a Law of Attraction Practitioner, she believes that everything is energy, and once you tap into the correct energy frequency, everything begins to flow to you. Her life mission is to guide others to that frequency of their desires. Match their frequency, and then your desires but you can't help but attract those desires. So in this sense, she's going to talk to us about how business owners and entrepreneurs can use the law of attraction to achieve even greater success and anything else she'd like to talk about. Deborah, how are you today?
Hey, Ron. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for blessing our listeners with your expertise and years of experience. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm in Wakefield, Mass.
Excellent, Wakefield, Mass. So you're local, listeners.
Yes,
so
I am.
That's nice to hear. She's local. Okay, so the introduction I gave, now I've known you for quite a while, and I know you're a rock star, and one of the things I really liked about when I talked to you is just your ease, that it's just so easy to talk to you. And I can imagine being a coach that sometimes people are a little apprehensive about putting whatever their problems or situations are out there because they might feel like they're a failure or they'll fear judgment from whoever their coach is. And so I just want to let you know, and the listeners know, that when I talk to you, I don't feel that whatsoever. So you're very easy to talk to, which is, I think, is a serious asset.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. That's one of my biggest goals, is to just hold the space for people with love, compassion, so that they can actually show up fully as who they are.
Excellent.
Then I can really dig deep and uncover all those limiting beliefs and self-doubts and get to the core of what's holding them back.
I love it. And a lot of times when people, business owners and entrepreneurs, start in business, they have a lot of insecurities and doubts of their own. Is it going to work? Should I quit my full-time job? Should I just get a job? And then, unfortunately, maybe people they live with or family members or coworkers or other people aren't as supportive, so they say negative things like it'll never work, somebody else would have done it, you know what I mean? So, so it's really good when people can just open up. So tell us a little bit more about what you do and how you help people get back to their purpose and passion.
Well, basically, in a nutshell, it's helping people go deeper into their subconscious mind, into finding those limiting beliefs that are holding them back. And also, it's a lot of training, but I really believe that everybody is resourceful, creative, and whole in who they are. And it's just, the things that we've been taught all along, and heard from our families. Like you said, our families, coworkers, one little thing that somebody can say can pull us down for years and years and years. So I basically go back and I uncover those things and get rid of them and replace them with more positive thoughts and, teach them about that thought, emotion, vibe, reality. their reality is it's because of the vibe they're sending out. Their vibe is due to their emotion. Their emotion is from the thoughts. Thoughts are from words. So there is a process, but it's magical. I love it. It's who I am.
Wow. So if somebody developed these limiting thoughts and beliefs, where do they sometimes come from, and what are some of the ways that you can help them overcome it? And first be aware of it, and then overcome it.
Right. Being aware of it is the first step. Most of them come, the ones that really debilitate us, come from under the age of, they are now figuring it out, it's the age of 7. So anything that you are told, or, your surroundings, whether it's your family, your parents. And believe me, this doesn't mean that your parents did the best that they possibly could with what they had. And so, again, it's going back with love and compassion for the people who may have said the wrong things to you because they didn't know. It's just we haven't known as a society what we have actually done to ourselves. So we figure out those things first. So for a very common one is, I'm not good enough. Especially in business, I'm not good enough to get out there, or, I'm not wise enough. I don't have enough knowledge, right? I'm not smart enough to get out there and actually do the things that I want to do. So we just break it down. We get in there and start. I do use tapping, which is an energy technique, and the way to explain it is, let's say you have the emotion of I'm not good enough. That's the tabletop. And then for that tabletop to stand in that emotion and that negative belief to be so strong, you have to have many legs to hold that up. And those legs are moments in your lifetime. Moments could be moments of time. It could be an event that happened it could be 3 seconds that somebody said something to you, but it impacted you so deeply that it's holding up this emotion of I'm not good enough. So it really is debilitating. And the tapping actually goes in and actually breaks down all those events in the legs so that the emotion actually falls. And that limiting belief is no longer there. So it's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Yeah, that's deep stuff, too. I mean, you're really getting into people's psyche, and I can see it. I've spoken to some people, and they've had circumstances where, I know a friend of mine who was divorced twice, but it was through no fault of her own. And when I speak to her, we've gone out a few times. The first thing is her first husband was in a totally different country. And then her second husband and her just didn't really, they weren't aligned. So it had nothing to do with her. But when I speak to her, she feels like, I'm such a failure in marriage. I'm not even going to bother dating anymore. And it's just like, where did that come from? How do you get, So sometimes people, and they're good, they're educated, college grad, making, really good money, so very successful in life. But on the personal level, sometimes these thoughts can really inhibit people. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have enough problems. You know what I mean? Trying to juggle all the balls,
right?
Yeah, trying to juggle all the balls and keep everything up in the air, and talk to people about the value and benefits you offer. And if these things are added into the mix, it can really just compound the difficulty of achieving even greater success. So I understand if somebody was, let's use 2 different examples, or maybe even 3 if we have time. We have like another 16 minutes or so. So if, let's say we have somebody who's brand new in business, has not really started, they just got a good idea, and now they're putting everything together and they're going to launch in a month. Then the second example is somebody who's been in business, let's say for 2 to 3 years, making 6 figures a year, and they want to take it to the next level. They want to either double or triple their income, but they've been 4 or 5 years consistent, same basic amount of clients, same basic amount of income, and all that stuff. And then maybe if we have time, a third level, somebody who's making 7 figures, $1 million, $2 million a year or whatever, and that could be their company, maybe not after-tax individual, but they want to take it. They also want to level up some. So what type of 1 or 2 or 3 tips that you could give each one of those groups? So if we could start with the pure newbie, what would be 1 or 2 or 3 things that you would start them out on?
It's actually almost the same for all. No matter where you are in your life or your business, if you want to get something else, so we attract, like attracts like, right? We all have heard that over and over again. And here's the secret to the secret, which is the movie The Secret. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. It gave a disservice to the actual process of law of attraction, which is only one of the many universal laws. But if whatever it is that you want to attain, so you have thoughts about it now. If you're just starting, let's say you want to start your business, so you have to have a very clear vision, and I mean crystal clear, of what it looks like, what it feels like, where your office is, what your office looks like. Just extremely crystal clear. That's what it is. If you're not crystal clear, and that's with any business, right? So in each one of these instances, as long as they are crystal clear with what they want to attain and they keep shooting for that goal, but here's the thing, is that they have to have the emotion. So if you have the emotion and you have to feel it, really embody it in your soul, of you already have it. I already have it. Now, most of the extremely successful people do this visioning exercise every single day. They vision the life that they want, their desires, their dreams, and that's what gives them the emotion. So they fully embody it, and I mean get into it. If you're yeah, woohoo, I'm there. Really get your body involved, and that emotion is what sets out your vibe. So now, like right now, I'm high energy. Woo, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to attack it, right? Now, that sets out this ripple effect out into the universe. And guess what happens? Is the universe sends me experience to replicate that feeling that I'm having. So that's why most very successful people keep getting the same experiences. It's like a boomerang. And then the momentum picks up, and then it's like wildfire. And I think most of your successful entrepreneurs will agree with that. So that one law, no matter where you are in your life, if something is not working, excuse me, put it this way, the law of attraction is always working. Always. If you're not getting what you want, it's still working. You're just not doing it right. So you really have to get into that emotion. It's the emotion that creates the vibe, that creates your reality. So if your reality is not what you want, you have to go backwards, right? I mean, we do this in business too. If we're not reaching our goals, we have to go backwards and say, okay, what did we do wrong? So if your reality is not what you're looking for, go backwards to your vibe, to your emotion, and then to your thoughts, to your words. So if you're using positive thoughts, positive words, you're going to have positive emotions. Does that make sense to you, Ron? Did I explain it in a easy way?
And it kind of ties in. I mean, a lot of what I do with my clients is I try to operate from the attraction opposed to sales. So we want to get to a point where people learn about us, know about us, and by doing shows like this, by giving away, going to seminars with like Meetup and giving away free information, but people get to know you, like you, and trust you, and they understand who you are. So by the time you get to the conversation of working with you, it's a different conversation because you've attracted them opposed to trying to sell them and use a sales pitch on them. So I definitely get what you're saying, and I'm a big fan of it, of the attraction marketing device opposed to sales. And, because how many times you go into a store and somebody says to you, how can I help you? And the first thing you say is, no, I'm just looking, because we're always getting pitched something, right? So,
right. Yeah. But now think about that. If they walk up to you and say, hey, how you doing today? How are you doing today? Great outfit you have on. Love your shoes. You're going to be more apt to ask them for help.
Yeah, I love it. And you're exactly right. It's about the approach. It's about they can feel your intention. So,
So that in all your business examples that you gave, that's the same thing. Everything works the same regardless of where you are in your business. Regardless of where you are. Whatever, like does attract like. I use this in the love. You attract into you the level of the love that you love yourself. And I do a lot of work with women and men around, their whole love. And I think if you have a great love relationship in your life, your business just skyrockets anyway because you just It's just that sexual energy and stuff, right? It just explodes. But that's another conversation.
Yeah. But, okay, so now somebody is in business and they want to, they've been in business for a while. The fire's kind of burnt out. They're kind of stressed, and they feel separated. They feel detached from their passion and purpose. When they first started, they were full of piss and vinegar, and I hope that's a phrase we can use. But they're just so full of energy and hope and their dreams and their desires. But then after a year or so, reality is just kind of like smacked them in the stomach, and they're just feeling a little bit down. How can people reconnect to that passion and purpose?
Oh, good one. I use, again, it goes back to, your creative little self, right? Because when we get into the spiral down and negativity, it really is like a vortex. It just sucks us down. So it's really important to change your energy, change the vibe, and start going up. And the way that I teach my clients to do that is I have them remember a time that they were extremely joyful. So it's a little perspective exercise. So if you can imagine and really, again, just get there in your mind of a time that you were so happy and everything was great, and then you borrow that energy. You borrow that energy and you bring it into where you are now. So it's changing your perspective and changing the energy. Again, so if you look at, if you're looking at your situation, your business, and where you are from that down place, nothing looks good. There is no way out. But when you borrow the experience, the energy from a very happy, high energy, high vibration, and bring it in, everything has a new look. So it gives you a different perspective, a way to look at your business a different way. And also it reconnects you. You always have to reconnect back to why, your big why. Why did you get into business in the first place? Your why is the reason, or will be your propeller that pushes you forward. And always have that, crystal clear image of your why. And sometimes you just have to, a lot of times when the spiral is getting us, it's like we're on a gerbil wheel. We have to get off the gerbil wheel and stop, because the gerbil wheel will keep us going. We're going to keep getting sucked down into that vortex. So you just have to take a step back, and literally just stop. Take a day off. A lot of times just if you can't do a full day, take a half a day off and just reconnect to yourself. Go to your happy place, and then you can come back with a renewed vigor. And I tell you, it changes everything. We think, we have this idea that we're supposed to go, get, and in actuality, it's the other way around. Look, you're the prime example of that, Ron. Right? If you want to see that in action, look at Ron's life.
Well, I'm a firm believer in disconnecting to reconnect.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you about your why. If your why is strong enough, you'll find a way. In connecting to that why, there's an exercise, a group that I went to a long time ago, and one of the things that he had suggested that people do who got disconnected was, or even figure out what their why was like go to Facebook or go somewhere else, get a bunch of pictures about the people you love, the places you love, the things that you've done that really inspired you, that whether it was family, friends, trips, spending time with people you love, whatever the case may be, and create a small little video. And the video, I think, was like 2 minutes using, either whatever Microsoft or Apple has on their systems for free, so it didn't cost you any money. It took like 40 minutes to put it together, and it's called Your Why video. Yeah. And so whenever you are down or you're thinking about it, you can just go back to that. So I agree with you. Connecting to your why you got into business is huge.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, it's why we do. It's not. I mean, if you're in business because of the money, then most of those businesses usually fail. If you're in business because of your why, and that's when because you know what? It gives you it gives you the determination, like when things are really down, your why is going to be the one thing that keeps you going. It gives you that grit to keep going. It gives you that grit to stay up all night if you have to. And yeah, I really feel that that's really, really important. You have to have a big why. And I love them. I actually, years ago, found this thing called mind movies, very similar to what you're talking about. And it is really important. We all need those cues, the visual cues, to keep us on track, especially entrepreneurs when you're, it can be a lonely place, right? So getting out, networking, how I met Ron, you meet a lot of great people who are doing great things. And that's, again, being in the energy of that. It's important. So, again, that's taking a step back from where you're at in your business and get out and really, reconnect with your why and the people that do support you. You talked about that. Do we have another minute?
Yeah, we have a total of 5, but I'd like to take the last minute to just give all your contact info and everything.
Yeah, if you contact me at Deborah@CoachDeborahKnight.com. I do have a Facebook page. It's Coach Deborah Knight. My website is Coach Deborah Knight. But my Facebook page I'm on all the time, so just giving empowering stuff. I am starting a group coaching, women's group coaching at the end of November for anyone who wants to basically find their own courageous confidence so that they can go out there and they can really use the law of attraction to get the things that they desire. I'm really excited about that, actually, because I love the energy of a room. I love the energy of a group of people, and to get people together with the same goal and objective is just, everyone gets propelled forward at such a rapid rate. So, yeah,
excellent. That's a live event?
No, it's going to be on Zoom. So, yeah, we're all going to meet on Zoom, the Zoom platform. It's too difficult to get everyone, but some people are not in the right state. So, yeah, it's through Zoom, which is great. And, yeah, it's going to be fabulous. I've done them a couple times, and it has always been one of the most joyful things that I've ever done, in being able to give back that way.
All right, and it's called Courageous Consciousness?
Courageous Confidence, yes.
Oh, Confidence.
Courageous Confidence.
Excellent. So it's Coach Deborah Knight.
You can do anything.
Exactly, or at least try, you know what I mean? And you never fail in life until you stop trying. Thomas Edison, there's many examples, 10,000 times you could say he failed making the light bulb 10,000 times, or he found 10,000 times it didn't work, right?
Right. I know. It's all your perspective. It's all perspective.
Exactly. So, all right, so that's excellent. And I want to let the listeners know, we still got a couple of minutes, but this episode, you heard some real gems from Deborah Knight, Coach Deborah Knight, and so I highly recommend you contact her. If for some reason the information you were driving or you're listening at work and you're unable to write this down, this episode in a couple of days will be up on my website, RCSTechnologySolutions.com, the radio station's website, WCAP, 980WCAP, and I'll also be sending Deborah a clip which she can share, and it'll also be up on my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to re-listen to this episode as well as all our other episodes. Deborah, we got about a minute and a half. Would you like to say anything in closing?
I just want to say, if anyone was interested in the group coaching, send me an email, because there is actually an application process. I want to make sure that everybody is in the same kind of level playing field so they can get the most out of it. Otherwise, just, stay out there and love compassion and find that place of love in your heart, and you're going to vibrate it out, and you're going to achieve, boomerang back to you the experiences that are in your heart. So, yeah, I love you all, and thank you so much, Ron, for having me on. I really do appreciate it. It's been such fun.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that. But can you give everybody your email address? You just suggested that they email you?
Yes, Deborah@CoachDeborahKnight.com. And it's spelled Deborah, DeborahKnight.
Excellent, everyone. Thank you so much, Deborah. You've really given our listeners. I'm a big proponent, a big fan of attraction marketing opposed to sales marketing, and that ties in directly with what you're talking about, the energy. Yeah. And the energy isn't just like when you're in the room with somebody. They can feel it when you're on the phone. They can feel it in your words. So, I mean, it's huge. It's fundamentally huge. So I highly suggest people look into this with you.
Right, smile, right? And smile when you're on the phone because people can feel it.
Exactly. Stand up, too, if you have to. Walk around.
Yeah.
Maybe look at a picture of somebody you love before you even make that call. You know what I mean? Just get yourself in a good state of mind, because it does resonate through the phone.
Actually, here's a really quick tip. If you have to make a sales call, do yourself a favor. Get into the power pose, do a power pose, whatever that is for you. Standing arms out wide, fully embodying. Just doing that one physical thing opens your heart, opens your energy. Before you get on that sales call, do something, dance around, get yourself in that happy place.
Excellent. And you've been listening to... Yep, no problem. You've been listening to Deborah Knight, Coach Deborah Knight, on the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners, entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients to achieve even greater success.